Okay, let me tell you something that will really give you a very big question mark and then exclamation mark. Okay, this one will be a funny video. Not funny, it's it'll rattle your brain a bit. Now, anyone who has seen my videos or who has seen me, immediately the question comes, Loy, why did you tattoo your face, man? Loy, you're such a beautiful face. Why do you tattoo your face? Okay. Some people ask me, Loy, why do you tattoo your full body, man? Okay. Then obviously, Loy, why did you at least spare your face? Okay. Then, Loy, why do you talk like this, man? Okay. Then you also get questions like, Loy, why do you have this YouTube channel? Then, Loy, why did you move to Thailand? So I always get these standard questions where people ask me, Loy, why do you do this? Why do you do that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Okay. Now I'll tell you something that will absolutely shock you, surprise you, which is common sense. Now, obviously, I was not born like this, right? I was not born with tattoos. I was not born using profanity. I was not born with this communication skills. Over the period of time, it grew. Communication skills, the way I speak, how I deliver, the profanity-laced rants, this YouTube channel, the work that I do online, the website, all this was done over the period of time. And it was not done by accident. It was done by, a conscious decision, a choice. Okay, so now, here comes the big question. But Loy, why did you do all this? Some of it doesn't make sense. Like, for example, tattooing your whole body. So obviously, I tell people I did it for attention. That's a shallow answer. I did it for attention. But now the question is, did I only do it for attention, or was I looking for something more? The answer is, I was looking for something more. Now, what is that something more? That something more is to achieve a thing that was in my head. Through the attention, I wanted to stand out so that I could talk to women, that I would be special, and in other words, get sex or feel special or whatever, an objective. Now, obviously, this is not a good strategy for work. But today, if you actually look at it, this very same appearance, from the tattooed face to everything else, is making me stand out from the rest of the crowd, makes people curious about me, makes people intrigued about me, makes people want to know more about what I'm doing. Now, obviously, the tattooed face and the tattoos can only hold your attention for so long. So now my next question, which I used to ask myself, okay, appearance, I look like a bodybuilder or tattooed. How can I hold their attention? So then came the style of speaking. I learned the art of communication. Spent years and years honing that skill. Okay. Actually, the communication thing came first, the tattoos came next. So I was to communicate. And I look like a normal vanilla boy like everyone else. Typical Indian face. You must have seen my photos. So I was trying to hold their attention. Tattoos came next. How do I stand out even further? Okay. Then after that came the next step. Okay, now I'm able to talk to people and people listen, but their attention goes down, the interest goes down. Then, okay, now I look like a tattooed guy. Oh, the interest is there, but then it goes down. So now how do I hold their attention? How do I hold them to want to look at me or listen to me or interact with me? Then came the content, which came the part of studying, reading books. Okay. So I started to give people content, but there is only limits to that. Now, obviously, the next step would be, how do you sustain and survive? That is where I started, going for these coaching sessions and experimenting with my life as to how I could make money. Because the name of the game in the end is money. Now, if you take the sum total of everything that I told you, this whole journey of my life is what I call my personal branding journey. How did I position myself as a very unique individual? Loy Macedo, personal branding strategist. Okay, that was not written anywhere, not invented by anyone. I created it myself. Then the dialogues that I give, the sales pitch that I use, the introductions that I used to have, the scripts that I used to use while talking, the email formats that I incorporate, the resume that I have, the covering letter, all these things were engineered so that they match my personality. I cannot have a very formal and respectful and reserved email like cover letter and have a very aggressive, loudmouth, controversial personality. It has to all match. And this is where having a perfect harmony, kind of an engineered master plan towards creating and crafting a personal brand is involved. Now, here's my question to you. See, most of you guys, you're very happy with what you're doing. You're happy with how you look. Most of you don't even know how you look. You don't know how you sound. Because obviously you have never recorded yourself. You have never evaluated yourself. You have never pushed yourself outside your comfort zone. You are happy who you are. But if you were, one check, if you were, let's say, made to run 100 meters and you never ran, then you'll know where you stand. And then if you are asked to run with other people your age, you'll know, shit, man, how bad or good you are. So when you are in a competitive landscape and you get out of your comfort zone, you come to know where do you stand in the real world. The problem with being an employee, you have an employee mindset where you're competing only with your colleague. But if you take a bird's eye view, you're competing with everyone in the organization. And then if you look even further, you're competing with people in the industry, then in your city, then in your country. So the question is, where do you actually stand when you have a bird's eye view? This is where personal branding, or what I do, came in. Because I was always competing with others, competing for attention, competing for girls, competing for money, competing for even getting paid, it made me ask myself, how can I stand out? So everything that I did was engineered. The way I talk, my style, the mannerisms, the appearance. Nothing came by sheer accident, man. So, indirectly, this is what I call personal branding for myself, which actually, I think after the age of 36, became a very structured, planned, and conscious choice-making strategy. And this is what I do with my clients, and this is what I do with the people who come to me. I'll tell you, the majority of people have no idea what they are doing, where they are going, what do they stand for, how much should they get paid. They just go with the flow and yes, go until disaster strikes. See, people are happy in their comfort zone. It's like you going to watch a movie. When you're watching a movie, you will just watch the movie and you forget where you are sitting, what you're doing. But if in case the seat is shaky or you get something poking you or something smelling bad or something there, you'll be like, what the hell is this? So there you're not comfortable. And that is where you decide, no, I don't want to be here. I want to be somewhere proper. So the majority of people live their lives just being comfortable until one day their seat is shaky or something is poking them or they get thrown out and then they're like, shit, now what do I do? So all I want to tell you through this video is, see, the biggest curse is to be in a comfort zone. And I guess we all at some point in our lives, we end up in that state without even being aware of it. The faster you realize, the sooner you realize, and the faster you start working on it, you'll be safer. Otherwise, when challenges come, like they say, when the shit comes, it comes all together. And that time it's too late, man. So that is why when people look at me asking, oh fuck, you tattooed, you're this, you're that, I always tell them, you saw me, like people ask me like, Roy, are you good at personal branding, or what is personal branding, or how is, when they ask me that, I tell them, okay, here's a simple thing. You saw me, right? They say yes. I can challenge you, you'll never forget me. I say, oh, 100%, never forget you. And then I tell them, second point, you saw my videos and the way I speak. I challenge you, you'll never forget that style. They say, yeah, you're right. Number 3, I tell them the content at which I talk about. You may not remember all the topics, but you'll definitely remember the general stuff I speak about. They say, yes. So, step by step, when I start telling them from how I make money to the people who interact with me never forget. And that is the core, fundamental of personal branding, of what I do, of who you should be. In a day and age where people's attention spans are, very fickle. Everything is like TikTok, only 30 seconds or 10 seconds, and people want new, fresh content. In the same way for you, if you are not able to retain people's attention and staying power, you become irrelevant. And that is why in most of the people who are employees or who run their business, and they somewhere down the line start coasting, and when it's like a cobra, it raises ugly head, you will not even know, and before you know it, it'll strike you. So that is where, if I were to give you one message, it would say, engineer yourself, engineer your brand, engineer who you are to remain relevant. Either you have boatloads of money in your bank account that you don't have to worry. I know some people, for my clients, they have so much money, they don't have to work a single day, but I guess they're working. Or better take yourself seriously, because you just don't know who's behind you, who's waiting to take your place. And the day that happens, like they say, no one knows, when that day comes. Same way. Anyway, this is something I wanted to share with you guys, because I get asked this question frequently. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, right? You guys take care. Ciao.